Very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You have picked the hot ticket this afternoon. Hot in many ways, not least because it's 99 degrees Fahrenheit here at Cyberfield at the University of Denver as the players line up for the national anthem. Yes, welcome once again then. Cyberfield is also a hot ticket because this should be a cracker of a game. The second place Denver 7-1 on the season, playing San Diego Breakers 4-5, about 10 points between the two of them. Last encounter, the Denver Stampede bested them by a score of 22-16, and my partner in crime here, Niku Kruger, who is nursing an ACL back to health, was scrum half on that day. Niku, welcome to the game. What should we be looking for from San Diego? How good are they?
Oh, thanks very much, Howard. It's great to be here. Yeah, unfortunately, just getting a little flat tire back on the road again, you know. But yeah, you know, our first encounter with San Diego was a very close game. San Diego being a very, very good side. Obviously having a lot of internationals on their team, not just in terms of USA Eagles, but at that point in time they had a bunch of Canadian internationals as well. And of course, talking about Kurt Morath, the fly off the Tongan international who played in the 2015 World Cup for Tonga. Yeah, you know, it was a great, hard-fought game, close game. Fortunately for us, we came on top on that one. I think on the day, our defense just kind of got to them, you know. Unfortunately for San Diego, this season, they just seem to not being able to close out the game. Both times we've played them before this, we've actually led, they actually led most of the game. And unfortunately for them, just unable to close it and win the game in the end, and we're coming through there in the last dying minutes of the game, which is obviously good for the spectators, but not necessarily too good for San Diego. But today should be a cracker. Obviously, Denver looking to get back to the top of the log, and San Diego looking to come back with a win.
Scott Green is our official for this. Will McGee has the ball. He's kicking off for the Denver Stampede. A lot of internationals on both sides of the field this afternoon.
The ball taken there by Ben Luttiger, hit up. Looks like Denver trying to hold him up in the maul there, and the maul is called. Maul is called.
So, and they're on the 22-meter line. And looked like they turned that over. Because they took the ball in, San Diego, that ball was not coming out. The ball gets turned over. That's a great result and a great start for the Denver Stampede pack, making sure that ball wasn't going to come out.
Yeah, absolutely great work there done by Denver, managing to hold the ball up. Definitely what Denver's looking to do right off the kickoff there, put the pressure back onto San Diego inside their 22, creating the turnover and giving Denver an opportunity to come out with some points straight away from the kickoff, which is always a good way to start a game, if you ask me.
This will be a good contest in the front row, won't it? All USA Eagles for Ben Tarr, Zach Fenolio, Chris Bauman. Powerful front row for Denver Stampede. Timoteo putting the ball in. Steady. And a big shove.
There you can see Denver really working hard on the front row. Moso Timoteo trying to get the ball out to Will McGee there. Oh, good take there by Atamalifa. Denver looking for some quick ball here. Moso Timoteo feeding the forwards with Logan Collins hitting it up there.
Inside the 22. Lateral. Looking for a break. Recycling the ball. Timoteo, McGee, Atamalifa looking for a gap. Steps inside, finds it. Good tackle though, recycles the ball quickly. It's out on the left. There are options here. There's an overload. Good tackling. Perhaps should have just passed that ball earlier. Denver still with the pressure and the possession. Forwards rolling over. Timoteo out to
Pedri Vandenberg. Great work there by the captain. San Diego doing really well to hold the ball up there. Looks as though Denver might have lost the ball, but it's a penalty to Denver. Once a work. Great work there by Denver to build the pressure inside the 22. But let's talk about San Diego's defense there.
Yeah.
Absolutely great work. Unfortunately, just stepping over the line, causing the offside call there.
There's the replay. Looking for one of the San Diego players to be offside, coming in on the wrong side of the ball, and that's probably where he was. He was on the wrong side there. Penalty then, good early pressure from Denver. They'll be pleased with this, and obviously they have options here. They might just select to put points between the ball between the
Looks
posts.
like they've decided to take the scrum there. Obviously, Ben Tarr and Chris Bowman looking forward to the forward contest.
Well, this is a statement, isn't it? They're fancying their chances against the front row of San Diego, perhaps.
I mean, in the first 5 games of the season when we had Chris Bowman and Ben Tarr, we were known for the forward scrummaging. So obviously Ben Tarr and Chris Bowman looking to get stuck in right away.
32 caps between them on the front row, as far as I can tell. Ben Tarr, Zach Fenolio, Chris Bowman. And they're just resetting that.
Just make sure the big boys are ready for some action up in front there. Obviously one of the parts of the game where the referees really try and make sure that safety is #1 priority right here. Obviously want to make sure no one...
The evergreen Mose Timoteo putting the ball in.
Absolute legend of the game.
And again, that collapsing. Referee Scott Green having a look. Still no fingers pointed. And they're just going to reset. Third time's charm, hopefully.
It just seems to me, as we're playing a scrum off, we get nice and close up to those forwards there. Always like to say the forwards are trying to feel each other out in these first couple of scrums, especially when they go to ground like that. There's a lot of pressure with that engage. So it's always interesting to see the big boys go at it. Being the smallest guy on the field, always lots of fun to kind of push them around and tell them what to do.
Into the 5th minute, Denver, with all the pressure and territory so far, they won't want to come away from here without any points. Scrum holds up this time. It looks like it's at the back. And again, well, it's a penalty to Denver for collapsing that scrum. Scott Green saying it was on the San Diego side that it went down. So sort of back where we were, really, with options here. And they're going to... This could be a long game if all we do is scrum.
It's actually not a bad option there by Peter Vandenberg to go for the scrum again. Obviously, we've built the pressure up on San Diego right here. And go for the scrum again, just putting pressure back on the San Diego, saying, listen, it's now your opportunity not to give away a penalty. Because this could either turn into a penalty try or a yellow card, maybe even against San Diego. So not a bad choice. But at the same time, too, if Denver do not get the same power they got in the previous scrum, it could be a penalty to San Diego.
Energy sapping stuff this early on in this heat for both packs. Good feed again. Not attempting to hook the ball back, but pushing over it. And there's Vandenberg to Timoteo. Recycles. Want quick ball here. Out into the centre.
There goes Germishuis on the offload there to Timoteo.
They're close. They're really close. Timoteo trying to get that ball out. Referee blows up. Held up over the line. So there's going to be a 5-metre scrum. And Denver once again will have, it's all Denver so far, they'll have the put in.
Looks like Tamana Tahu stood up there with the ball. He must have got the offload there from Hanko Germishuis and tried to get himself under the post. Unfortunately, just getting held up there by the San Diego defense. But like you say, this could be a long game if we decide to scrum all day. But definitely a lot of fun to watch the big boys go at it.
Yeah.
Denver definitely building the pressure in his first couple of minutes. But San Diego not doing too bad under the pressure on defense.
Yeah, they've got a star in their front row as well, of course. Joe Tafate, the current Eagles hooker.
Yeah, Joe Tafate getting his international cap against South Africa in the World Cup in 2015. Absolute great player and even better gentleman.
And you played against him then?
Yep, and I played with him as well.
Oh, here we go. Vandenberg. Timoteo looking to spread it out wide right, and there's an overlap if he can get there. Deacheval, and it's try. Deacheval didn't need the overlap. Dots it down in the corner.
Deacheval just showing everyone how to score a try right there in the corner.
Talk us through it.
Here we go, Moses Timoteo getting the ball out quickly to Atamalifa, who takes the dummy, takes the tackle of Charlie Puden, and unfortunately there for Mikey Teo, just no real room to make a tackle. And Max Deacheval doing absolute no mistakes by scoring right in the corner.
And Mike Garrity was on his outside if needed, but wasn't. So the Denver will be pleased with that. They had all that pressure, all that territory. They wouldn't have want to come away from there without points.
No, definitely good work there by Denver. Definitely the way they would like to start this game. You know, selecting to kick off, build the pressure, put it back on to San Diego, creating the turnover right in the beginning, and then from there the pressure just built. And once again, great quick ball there by the timeless Mose Timoteo, creating the overlap for Max Deacheval to get into the corner. Here we go.
Will McGee's pretty good at these when he's out on that touch line. He scored Some tremendous points from this position.
Yeah, early on in the game, well, as they're warming up, I stood out on the field chatting a bit to Will McGee. He was absolutely slotting them. So today should be a good day for the man, hopefully.
We just put the kibosh on him now, haven't we? That's a beautiful kick. And just to the left, there is a breeze here today, isn't there? It's coming from that end, south to north. How much of that will affect him, do you think?
It's quite tough, this stadium. Now, the wind is quite high up. We're kind of in an open area, so sometimes the wind gets to be channeled right through the stadium. And unfortunately, there for McGee, kicking right into it. But, I mean, you know, you got to play your conditions, don't you?
You do. Same for both teams. Now, we haven't seen anything of San Diego yet. It's in the 9th minute. I'm sure they'll come roaring back. Discussion in the centre there between Scott Green and who's kicking for them, is it? Kurt?
No, this is Calais Conrad.
Yes,
Looks
Calais.
as though Kurt Morath has actually left the field. Not sure if that might be a blood replacement or not.
Deep kick, Atamalifa trying to gain yards up to the 22-metre line. And there's Hunko. Germisis.
And the man working hard through the work there.
Power.
He's got Zach Fanoli on his outside. Dummies, gets it around. Oh, and he gets taken down from behind there by Ryan Mateus. Mosa Timotei looking for a quick ball. Giving it to Max Darcheval. Oh, Denver needs some quick ball here to keep the pressure on. Can they get it? Can they get it? Mosa Timotei ordering his troops around.
McGee.
There goes Chad. Off to Pieter Vandenberg. Vandenberg dancing around like a madman. Unfortunately, losing the ball in the tackle. Max Darcheval to clean up. Great tackle there by Ryan Mateus.
And the referee's going to bring it back for a knock-on.
Oh, talk about Hanko Germishuis, the 19-year-old, the U20's captain. What great work by the man. They struggled for a couple of tackles, run 40 yards down the field. Dummy, the newest cap in the Eagles, Mikey Teo. And then to get caught from behind by the flying 7 speedster, Ryan Mateus. Absolutely great work by the youngster.
Mateus, a top star as well, played USA Sevens, North Harbour in New Zealand, played Sevens for them as well. Great start, good tackling.
There you go, Hanko Germishuis breaking through, looking to make the dummy, gets around to Mateo. Unfortunately, they're getting reeled in by the 13, Ryan Mateus. Great work. Zach Fanoli getting on there for the clean.
Good support work as well, got there quickly.
And unfortunately, we just could not get the ball out quick enough.
All right, so another scrum this time. It was knocked on. It's actually still Denver's ball. Didn't quite see how that happened. I thought it was a knock-on from Denver, but solid scrum. Vandenberg, Timoteo, Darcheval. He's got Garrity. Garrity goes in looking for it. Going left now.
Germishuis staying on his feet once again.
He's a beast. 19 years old. A huge star in the making. Denver crabbing towards the centre of the field, and a miss pass. Recycling the ball.
Denver looking to regroup here, playing off to Fanolio. He takes it up. Great defense by San Diego. Timotei looking for a quick ball. Vandenberg with some great hands by the captain. But Mosa Timotei once again, hands in the air.
Perhaps wanted faster ball than that.
Referee coming back, calling on. It seems to be another offside call. Not too sure right here. Yep, and it'll be a penalty to Denver. It looks like Will McGee calling for the scrum. Definitely the right option here, if you ask me. Denver's definitely got the upper hand in the scrums. It should be interesting. If they can keep building the pressure like this, San Diego could be in for a long day at the office.
Is this something they will have discussed during the week?
Definitely. You know, I think that it's been a big boost for Denver getting all the Eagles players back, the likes of Ben Tar and Chris Bowman. You know, in the beginning of the season, Denver were known for the power they had up in front. I remember back in the day when we played against San Francisco right at the beginning of the season, second game, someone actually tweeted and said that Denver's backline is better off knocking the ball on because their front row is so good. So, I mean, it's definitely what this is what the front row loves. Is scrummaging. It's what they're built for, especially our little Benjamin Tar. So it should be a good and interesting battle we have up front today.
Little Benjamin Tar, 5'11" of him, not too little.
He's about 5 foot tall. I mean, 5'11" tall and 5 foot wide.
As wide as he is tall. Mosa Timoteo. Here we are back with the scrummaging. And Denver in control of that one as well. Options here. Players switching to the left. That is
Chad London doing great work, the outside footwork, and it's a pick and go there.
Try!
Not sure who that was. We look at it, who stands up.
Recycle the ball.
And that's Peter Dahl.
Peter Dahl, the open side flanker, picks it up off the ground. Nobody there, and over he goes. There you see Chad London coming back from USA Eagles duty. Recycles the ball and just picks it up, Peter Dahl, and there's nobody at home. Good try. Great start from Denver. This is the fastest start we've seen for a while from them.
Definitely, you know, Denver, unfortunately, have struggled to score points. That's the reason being they're second on the log. Ohio, on the other hand, has been able to score a huge amount of points.
Right.
Even though they've lost 3 games, Denver's only lost 1. That's why they're above Denver on the log. But definitely what Denver's been looking for. Need to score some early points, quick and furiously.
And McGee adds the extra 2 for the Denver Stampede. Good first quarter of this game so far for them. 10 unanswered points. Make that 12 now.
Definitely what Denver would be wanting to do is keep building the pressure. You know, I think Denver's also been known for their defense, and luckily for them today, offense definitely working really well in these first 10 minutes of the game.
Calais Conrad kicking off again for San Diego Breakers. A nice high, deep, and a little bit messy at the back there. Denver not collecting that. San Diego up really quickly and well won back from them. This is the first piece of pressure we've seen from them.
Could be the first time San Diego's actually touched the ball
and
on offense.
It looked like Vandenberg was away. He thought he was, but offside against the Denver Stampede. Easy points here if that's what they select.
Vandenberg will be very disappointed in that right there. The man is known, well, likes to think that he knows the laws of the game really well. Unfortunately for him there, just goes stepping off sides. He tried to take the ball away there from Charlie Puden, the scrum off for San Diego.
Yeah, picked up the ball, but he was not eligible to do it. He was on the wrong side, an offside position. So San Diego clearly not going to select to go for a scrum. They need to get some points on the board, and this looks like a fairly straightforward kick. Calais Conrad with this attempt. Nailed it. 3 points.
The penalty by
San Diego
Conrad
on the board.
3 points is good for San
In the
Diego.
16th minute then, San Diego 3, Denver 12.
Denver, 3 for San
Calais
Diego.
Conrad, former San Diego State fly half. Great player. Collegiate All-American a couple of times in a row.
Calais
Taking
Conrad.
the field in the place of Kurt Morath, the Tongan international.
Kurt Morath, of course, is the leading point scorer in the Pro League, so that's a bit of a blow for San Diego to lose him so early in the game.
Fortunate for them, they can replace him with an All-American,
Yep,
Calais
not bad.
Conrad.
High kick collected on the 22-meter line by San Diego. Ball squirts backwards. Charlie Purden. Oh, spotted a gap. More through went. Oh, and couldn't hang on to the ball. Good tackling back. Scrum half against scrum half there. Mostly Timoteo. But they're going to come back for a penalty. Another offside decision against Denver. Right on that 22-meter line of San Diego.
San Diego will kick for touch off of this penalty.
There's a good breakthrough from Purden and good tackling back from Timoteo, but the offside had already been spotted by referee Scott Green. Penalty kick then takes San Diego into Denver territory. They will, of course, have the line-out throw here. This will be the first line-out of the game. 17 minutes in. Joe Tafate will be
San Diego's
doing the honours for San Diego.
Inside halfway, thrown in by number 2, Joe Tafate for San Diego.
Well nicked at the front of the line, but Denver pick it up. Oh, and just couldn't find his player. Loose ball then, San Diego back with the ball. Purden looking for it. In the centre. Whoa, just crunched off those tackles. Number 5, Tui Samoa there, making huge territorial gain. big, powerful player, Tui Samoa, and not releasing the tackle player is a penalty against Denver. Oh, offsides, I think we are. Chris Bauman there on your screen.
Chad Ludder not too happy there with the call by the referee, saying that he had all rights to the ball. Obviously, the ref is the one with the last say in the game, and unfortunately there, Chad London coming off second best and actually getting an extra 10 yards on his penalty for talking back to the referee there. But absolutely great work by San Diego.
Yep.
Tai Samoa breaking the line there. And let's talk about Max Dashaval making a great tackle there. Unfortunately for Denver, just unable to get back quick enough, set up the deep in defensive line. But a little bit better work here by San Diego, finally actually getting some ball in hand and creating some space.
Yeah, and looks like with just a very little ball, they're going to bring this back to within 6 points. Conrad. And knocks it through, no problems there. Another 3 points. It was all Denver to begin with, and it's now all San Diego after some loose ball in the middle of the field was picked up by San Diego. There's that kick again.
You know, San Diego doing really well. Every time they've actually made into Denver's half, they've come away with points.
That's right.
You know, and that's definitely what you want. They can either keep on building the pressure, and unfortunately for Denver, just making mistakes the moment they get into their own half. I think it'd be good for Denver to get some more ball and just keep on attacking. Because when they attack, they look very dangerous. But right now, defense not looking too good. But let's talk about San Diego. Some really good work in the last couple of minutes.
Right. Yeah, really stormed back into this game. So because of the heat here, and you can see the umbrellas are up in the crowd. Anything you can do to protect yourself. It's very open here at Cyberfield. There is no hiding place from the sun here. So the umbrella there is a very, very good idea as the players take a water break halfway through this first half.
Well, if you're looking to catch a tan here in Denver today, definitely make your way out to Cyberfield and DU's campus. Definitely a great atmosphere we got going here in the Pro Rugby North America game between the Denver Stampede and the San Diego Breakers. Definitely a good day for sporting events here at DU. We are surrounded by sport right now. Behind Cyberfield, we've actually got some lacrosse games going on. And early on this morning, they had a bit of a basketball game going on inside of the basketball court. And right now, 18 minutes and 35 seconds into the Pro Rugby North America game between Denver and San Diego, excuse me.
There is also a lot going on in the hockey arena, which is the most popular place. Because the temperature difference, the temperature gradient between the hockey arena and here is extraordinary. It's like the difference between the dark side of the moon and the bright side of the moon.
Yeah, it's definitely a warm day out here in Denver, but I mean, it's quite interesting. You know, going to training this whole week, you know, the Denver boys definitely starting to get used to the heat, but I have to admit, playing in this is never fun. Let's put it that way, you know. But the things I would do to rather be on the field than sitting next to you, unfortunately, Howard.
Well, yeah, it's a bittersweet thing for you, isn't it, really, Nick?
No, this is definitely true. At least I can get water when I want it. I don't have to wait every 20 minutes, you know.
All right, here we go. Water breaks over. 12 to Denver. San Diego Breakers 6. Will McGee kicking off. And he goes high, hitting that 22-meter line. Well collected. Denver up quickly. Trying to keep him up. He's now tackled. Finally goes to ground. Tries to recycle that ball back. Charlie Purden looking for it. And a penalty again for not rolling away this time. This is going to be concerning for Denver. Their penalty count is suddenly starting to get quite high. Not rolling away. Referee really got it in for the Stampede at the moment.
And Peter Dahl definitely making a nuisance of himself, as a good 7 usually does. Unfortunately, just lying on the right side of the breakdown there, ref calling that he didn't roll away as the breakdown went down. But Conrad putting San Diego deep into Denver's half there.
Up to the 22-meter line. Tafate, who's going to throw the ball in for San Diego.
Definitely look here for Ben Luttiger, the winger from San Diego, to insert himself in the line. Chris Terror with a great take in the line out to Kalei Conrad. Not a great pass by Puden. Andrew Suniula taking it up there for San Diego.
Nicola Bursic there, recycling the ball, trying to present it.
Great take.
Oh, but what a turnover. To Mateo, to Dea Cheval, tries to relieve all the pressure and does so, finding touch, takes play back outside of their 22, pretty much up to that 10-meter line. That was a good steal.
Yeah, Devin, if we can have another take a look at that, you see Chad London doing really well, making the tackle, getting up, showing daylight and making the steal. Unfortunately there, Hanko Germse is unable to take the pass of Chad London, but definitely great work there by Denver under pressure. There we go, see Chad London working hard at the breakdown, making the steal, getting away, and unfortunately there, Hanko Germse unfortunately can't take the ball.
Line out to the front of the line. San Diego up to the 10-meter line of the Denver Stampede. Purdon, and just lost, but it went backwards, so play on. That's Ben Leadigaga. Still recycling that ball.
San Diego with a couple of overlap here.
Not a lot of room out there.
Mikey Tay with the ball in hand.
Oh, nice little dummy, and Charlie Purdon quickly spots any slight gap and he's through it to Mateo, spreading it out wide. Atam Alifa, good tackle, needs to get it recycled quickly. To Mateo, out to the big number 5, Logan Collins. This time going right. Chad London out to the left. Fenolio.
Monatahu trying to go there and round there. Kaloi Conrad, he's got Hanko Germse on his inside. Oh, great offload there to Hanko. Hanko trying to make it to try line, and that's my boy. Great work there by Denver. Absolute great work there by the Wallaby to Monatahu, doing great work to get around Kaloi Conrad. And let's talk about Hanko Germse with his great support line.
Yeah, that all worked out really nicely. Really good hands, good vision, good support work. And talk us through this one.
Here we go. Zach Fenolio doing well to get around. Gets the offload to Tamonatahu, who does absolutely great work to get around Kalei Conrad with a good stiff arm. And there he goes. As you can see, Hanko Germse is working really hard on the inside. Gets the pass from Tamonatahu. And the 19-year-old makes no mistakes and puts it right underneath the sticks.
It was a good spot by Tumana Tahu, who was looking for support, kept his head up, kept looking around, and found Hanko on his right. McGee then to add the extra 2. And
San Diego definitely struggling right now to kind of hold on to the ball. You know, just when you think they start building the momentum, unfortunately for them, making a mistake, losing the ball there.
Yep.
And Denver doing a really good job to counter-attack and score some points.
You really don't want to lose the ball to Timana Tahu, who's got caps both for the Wallabies and the Rugby League.
The Kangaroos, definitely great player. What a player to have on your team, though.
But this is an exciting young man, isn't it? Number 6 there for Denver, Hanko Germse. Kick-off. Goes deep, but goes straight out. They're going to come back.
Yeah, Hanko Germse is definitely a player to watch for the future. Has played rugby not only here in America, has played rugby in New Zealand, for Gloucester, out in Europe, as well as for the Sharks Academy in South Africa. The young man's also got an international cap for the Eagles and captained the captained the U20s team out in Zimbabwe early on in the year.
He's only 19. He's got it all ahead of him. All right, well, that ball went out on the full, so we're back at the centre spot for a scrum to restart the game. Mose Timoteo with the ball. Oh, and that scrum goes down, and it's a penalty. Front row of San Diego, not able to stay up.
Our front row there of Ben Tarr, Zach Fenolio, and Chris Bowman will be delighted with that call right there. The hard work definitely paying off in the centre of the field.
McGee then, making sure his players are behind him. Penalty kick. Try and take this down towards that 10-meter line on San Diego's side. A line-out throw to Denver. This is their first of the game. Zach Fenolio And he's not playing rugby. Zach Fenolio is a chemistry teacher, and a very good one, I understand. Mateo, well worked. That's a good, nice line out. Back inside. Up to the 22. And spilling the ball forwards. It happens all so often.
Here goes Chris Tarori.
Chris Tarori, number 8 for San Diego today. And they're making progress here. Charlie Purden waiting for that ball. Slow ball, it's not all that clean. San Diego back into the middle of the... Giving it to Tue Halamaka.
Great steal there by Peter Dole. And here goes Atamalifa with a dummy, trying to get on the outside of Mikey Teo. Can he get the offload to Tumono Tahu? Unfortunately not able to. Denver looking for some quick ball here.
Great move by Atamalifa, that dummy, and losing the ball, but it's a penalty to Denver. I think they probably count themselves a bit lucky there.
San Diego definitely doing great work there at the breakdown and try and put numbers into the brain and create the turnover. Unfortunately, going off their feet for them there.
Off his feet at the breakdown. That's the signal from referee Scott Green. So tapped out of bounds for a line-out throw, pretty much on that 5-meter line. Zach Fenolio. Beautiful line-out throw last time. Went to Logan Collins in the middle. Let's see what Denver do with this one. It's well taken. On that 5-meter line. San Diego's defense looking good. They're all lined up. Bit of a pick and go. There's Vandenberg using his power, pumping those legs towards that goal line, but hanging on to the ball. So it's a penalty for not releasing the ball. Frustrating.
Very good work there by San Diego on their defense. If you look at that line-out, their number 6 coming nicely in from the side to stop the line-out maul and putting the pressure on Denver and creating the turnover. Absolutely brilliant defense.
And that ball cleared. The Denver pack trudge back towards the 10-meter line for a line-out throw to San Diego. Joe Tafate back from USA Eagles duty. And there's just a little bit of a pause here. Game clock goes back on. Goes long, goes to the... Oh, and it misses. It's at the back. McGee then picks it up for Denver. Recycles to Mateo. Atamalifa grabbed in the middle by 2 players. No way through for him this time. To Mateo.
Logan Collins.
Logan Collins.
Turnover here to San Diego. What can San Diego do with the quick turnaround ball? They've got numbers on the outside. Joe Tofate swings it out wide. Great tackle there by Mikey. Looks like Denver might have created a turnover here. No, penalty to San Diego.
Sealing the ball, using hands in the ruck maybe.
Chad London there being called for going over the ball, not creating daylight, and unfortunately getting penalised. But San Diego doing well, quick turnaround ball there. Joe Tofate pulling in 2 defenders, creating the space on the outside. Unfortunately for them, Denver committing a penalty, but this should be a good front foot ball here for San Diego as they're about to kick the ball down deep into Denver's half.
Yeah, tries to pin it against the corner flag and gets pretty close, deep inside the 22. It's probably just about 11 meters out. Good gains from the San Diego lineup. Tafate into the middle, well collected from Cecil Garber. Another penalty here. Referee Scott Green's going to have a chat. Not sure what that was for.
Penalty against Denver for infringing at that line out.
Infringing at the line out. I hear my colleague Nick Johnson
Referee
tell
would like
us.
to have a word with the captain.
Yeah. And so this penalty count is getting very high, and I think it's time that Scott Green Has a chat with the captain, Pieter Vandenberg, just explaining that this is happening too often. There comes a point where somebody has to probably take a 10-minute break if this continues.
It's definitely what San Diego's looking for. A little bit more front foot ball, hold on to the ball for a bit longer, put some pressure onto Denver. Starting to look a little better than they did in the first couple of minutes of the game.
Yeah. They certainly seem to have the upper hand. Purdon then taps that out on the right, bang on the 5-meter line of the Denver Stampede. Tafate to throw in. And it goes towards the front, collected well by Chris Tarori. The maul is formed, and here comes San Diego. And he's over the line, and that's a try.
Great work there by Joe Tofate. Awesome work by the Eagle. Setting up the line with a great throw in the line out to Chris Tarori. Setting up the line out maul, and Joe Tofate making no mistakes, scoring right in the corner. It's like watching an opera sometimes when they do a bit of a line out maul, as you can see here.
You can see
Joe Tofate breaks out, runs straight at the smallest man on the field, Mota Timotane. There's absolutely nothing you can do when a man of that size runs at you from so close to the line.
Fantastic stuff. They're really making the most of their opportunities in this first half, San Diego.
Bringing the score 19 for Denver, 11 for San Diego.
Yeah, so now with an attempt at 2 more, 8 points the difference. Real nip and tuck, to and fro so far in this first half.
Well, definitely a high-scoring game so far. A lot of tries being scored so far by both sides. Excuse me.
So,
Kile Conrad lining up the kick here.
Conrad, right out on that.
He's got 2 from 2 so far. Let's see if he can get a third.
Just missed on the left upright.
Is no good for San Diego.
Good effort, not far off.
19 to 11.
32nd minute then. Denver 19, San Diego Breakers 11. There's that kick again. You can see he wasn't far off at all, just missing that left hand upright. So back to the centre spot, and Will McGee to kick off for the Stampede. About 8 minutes of this first half remaining. High, up to the 10-meter line. Well collected by Tafate. Purdon back to his full-back, who's looking for space in that corner. Max Diasheval's back there. He's got plenty of time. Waits, collects the ball, and then a little bit of a skewed kick. Probably wasn't really what he wanted to do.
Yeah, that kick there just coming off the side of the boot of Max Diasheval. Not what he wanted, but great ball here for San Diego, just inside the 22 of Denver. Could they recreate what they just did about 2 minutes ago?
Well, you never know.
Definitely watch for Joe Tofate here on the line-out maul.
Exactly back where they wanted to be. 19. Jean-Baptiste Gobelet now in the pack for San Diego. That maul continues, and they're still trundling the ball forwards, but nobody seems to know where it is. Still with
Joe Tofate there.
Tafate. Purdon looking for the big number 5, Tua Samoa. There's another powerful runner, Tue Halamaka. And now there's options out here if they're quickly enough. He's come back inside. The tackle's going in, but nothing counting. Purdon in the centre of the fold. Dummies heads towards the line. They're knocking on the door again, San Diego. Purdon's at the bottom of that one. Oh, and the ball not coming out. Scott Green blowing his whistle, saying the ball is stuck in there. All the momentum was, of course, with San Diego.
Charlie Pooney doing a great job there to snipe through the little small gap it was. His opposite number there, Mota Timotane, making a great tackle, slowing him down. Well, looks like we got a bit of an injury here. Bentar really slow to get up there. Not too sure what might be the issue. Got some great medical staff here in Denver. Just take a look at the young man.
Well, you'd know, right? You spend a lot of time with the medical staff here, right, Niku, with you.
Definitely not something I'd
ACL.
like to brag about, but unfortunately, yes, I have. But that's San Diego definitely doing a very good job. Keep building the pressure on Denver at the breakdown areas.
Yeah, at the moment, Denver just can't seem to get hold of the ball, keep the ball, get good go-forward ball. It's certainly in the second half of this first half, it's been all San Diego pretty much.
Definitely. San Diego definitely doing a great job here. Should be interesting to see how this scrum pans out, especially with Ben Tart just standing up from a bit of a knock. Should be interesting. But just look here for Anderson Eulin, the centers from San Diego, to create something.
Breakers will be looking for a huge push here. Charlie Purden with the ball, putting it in. And Denver pushing. And saying that they didn't push straight. And the wheeled it round. Penalty taken quickly from San Diego. Out onto that right wing, coming back inside. Lady Gaga, I think it is. Purden finds Tue Halamaka. Good tackles going in. San Diego making some ground. And there's the big number 19, Jean-Baptiste Gobelet, trying to find his players. The ball gets backwards. No, it didn't. It was knocked forwards. JP Gobelet stood up out of that, tried to pass it off, but knocks it forwards.
San Diego. It'll be Denver scrum.
Fortunately there for San Diego, doing really good work, taking the quick tap, putting the pressure on Denver. Fortunately, he's unable to hold on to the ball. There was Mikey Teo.
Yeah, Mikey Teo, San Diego fullback.
Mikey Teo just getting back from Eagles duty, having an absolute great two-test tour with the Eagles. Definitely stamping his name down as one for the future.
And a good sevens player as well. US Sevens team, Pan American to 2015. He performed there. Formerly with Belmont Shore in the PRP.
So we got the captain, Peter Vandenberg, just down there. A bit of a niggle to his finger.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to put it back in place.
Definitely a braver man than I am, I guess you could say.
Dislocated finger, just snaps it back into the right sort of position. That's what you'd expect from a South African Springbok with over 30 caps for them. Fantastic experienced player.
Must be something in the water, I guess. I obviously didn't get any of that, to be honest.
Just 8 points in it, and it has been to and fro. And I think, you know, I'm not sure the scoreline reflects the amount of pressure and territory that San Diego have built up in the latter half of this first half.
Yeah, Denver definitely coming out in the beginning, flying, scoring a couple of quick tries. But San Diego have done well. Come back, got a couple of penalties every time they reached the Denver's 22. And like you say, they're definitely building pressure in the second half of the first half. And they have another opportunity here to create something from nothing.
Yes, Timoteo, though, has the ball for the Denver Stampede. Their pack has been going well in the scrums. They'll be wanting to win this and clear all the pressure off their inside their 22. Taking his time, and referee Scott Green saying they were ready, but Timoteo seeing that the scrum wasn't square, I suspect.
Scrum just crabbing across a little bit there. A lot of pressure in that front row going on right now. As you can see, most of Timoteo just ordering once again what he wants from his forwards and his backline players.
Zach Vanilio there in the hooker position, as he has been for Stampede, Glendale Raptors, and of course the USA Eagles. So let's see if we can get this scrum straight. Timoteo gets the ball in, and now controlled at the back by Vandenberg. Trying to see how far they can walk this ball up. Vandenberg picks it up, and a penalty to Denver. Beautifully controlled. You can see how delighted the Denver Stampede pack are with that work. Controlled that ball all the way. There you can see on the replay, Vandenberg with that ball at his feet, playing a bit of soccer there, and picks his moment. And I think it was Purdon offside.
It's always a very difficult call for a scrum. I've always kind of pushing the boundaries of the game there. But absolutely nothing you could do. Denver doing really well in the scrum there. Front row absolutely walking San Diego back.
So that does relieve all the pressure from inside the 22. Penalty kick results in a line-out throw. Fenolio doing the honours. Shortened line-out, 5-man. Goes to the middle, and Logan Collins. Timoteo comes to serve the ball. Vandenberg, well tackled by Purdon. It's scrappy. Chad London has got a lot of work to do. He's got 3 people in close proximity to him. Does well to Mateo. Fenolio. Timoteo to McGee. Has a look up. Not quite where he wanted that ball, I suspect. San Diego then with the possession back on the 10-metre line. On their own 10-metre line, Purdon then.
They go to the short side to jump up east.
Gorbelay.
Trying to get a little offload there, unfortunately not going to hand, but cleaned up well by Purdon.
Yeah,
Clay
nicely
Conrad looking for
switched.
territory.
There's a lot of space down there. That's a very good kick if it goes out, and it does. De Acheval thinking about, but not thinking too carefully, too much about the quick line-out throw. Really nice kick.
Definitely a great kick there by the San Diego State alum. Definitely looking for some space out there, and unfortunately catching Master Acheval a bit off guard there. But once again, San Diego putting the pressure back on Denver.
Yeah, they've been camped down this end for quite some time, really, in this second part of the first half. So Fenolio once again, shortened line out. Looks like they've got 4. 5-man line out again. Goes to the front. Henry Vandenberg. Sorry, Peter Dahl collecting that ball. To Mateo. Vandenberg now with the ball. Gets through 1 tackle. Still inside the 22. That's taken by Garrity, and he's got a lot of space, Garrity. Defenders closing in on him. He'll be looking for support. Steps past 1. Oh, but surely, well, Acheval was unable to collect that ball.
Good pick up there by Logan Collins. There is advantage for a penalty there.
Yeah, De Acheval was interfered with before he got the chance to pick up that ball. That's a penalty then against San Diego.
Here we go. As you can see, Timon who does a great little dummy. Unfortunately, manned up there with San Diego's prop. Does a good work to get rid of Mikey Taylor here on the side step. Unfortunately, just didn't have the legs to finish it off. And as you can see right there, Anderson and Eula, unfortunately, just getting in the way of Max Acheval, and that's why they're getting called back. It looks like the ref might have a word here with Anderson Eula. Be unfortunate if he might go to the pocket.
And indeed.
Unfortunately, that would be what you would call a professional foul.
Yep.
You can run in the player's line, but you can't interfere by pushing him out the way. And unfortunately, the Anderson Eula just getting arm up and coming off second best there.
So Andy Sunula will spend the next 10 minutes, pretty much the first 10 minutes of the second half in the sin bin.
Will McGee there going for the line out. Denver looking to build the pressure. If you ask me, I probably would have gone for the points, especially with that being the halftime whistle.
Yep.
But Denver got some other ideas. Would like to finish off with a bit of a try.
Yeah, very interesting tactic. He was right in front of the post. It would have been an easy chip shot. So here's the maul formed after the line-out throw, and Denver obviously will want to walk this one over the try line, and they're making good progress at the moment.
Zach Fenolio, ball in hand.
And they think they've done it. They have. So we take it all back. That was brilliant tactics from the Denver Stampede. Instead of taking that penalty kick for points,
as you can see there, Zach Fenolio absolutely ecstatic with the work of his forwards there. Like I say, line-out mauls is like a pure opera. Great work there by Denver's forwards. Unfortunately for San Diego, as you can see here in the replay, just unable to slow down the...
Fenolio instrumental. He's got the ball there. He's keeping hold of it. Timoteo knows where it is. It's where it should be, at the back of that maul. Fenolio controlling it, knowing where he is. You've got to know your geography as well, and then know when to push forwards and get over the line. Beautifully done by the pack and Zach Fenolio in particular.
Definitely
Beautiful
a way
try.
Denver would like to have ended the half there. Kind of against the run of play there. San Diego doing really well in these last couple of minutes of the first half. You know, getting yellow card, Denver deciding to go for the kick, and definitely paying off on them there.
Tremendous gamble. You can walk away with at least 5 points and perhaps 7. McGee's kick is beautiful, straight through the uprights. That was a great 7-point gamble for the Denver Stampede that takes us to the half-time whistle. An interesting affair. First half of the first half dominated by Denver. San Diego came back tremendously in the second half, and then that killer blow right at the end of that first half to put Denver 26 points to 11 up at the half.
Yeah, 5 tries in the first half. It's kind of game of rugby I'd like to watch. Definitely good work by both sides. Denver having a bit of an upper hand now, scoring a couple of more tries than San Diego. But like I say, San Diego looking really good in the second half of the first half there. Unfortunately, unable to create the pressure and turn that into any points. But we're definitely in for an exciting second half, if you ask me.
It's a great game to watch. It's tit for tat. It's backwards and forwards. Anybody could still win this one. We'll see you for the start of the second half.
Let's welcome the teams back to the field. We hope you had a chance to go and cool off during the halftime. The first half you saw Denver capitalize on territory and come away with a 26-11 lead. Going into the second half, we'll see the teams flip-flop ends, with Denver playing into the north, San Diego playing into the south.
Let's go, Chuck! Keep it up! Let's go!
Great connection on that kick there.
Huge kick, and there we are back with the pictures. He didn't miss anything, just a huge kick from Will McGee, taking play back inside the San Diego half. A reminder, the score as we go into the second half, Denver 26, San Diego 11. Very entertaining first half, lots of excellent tries. We're hoping for the same this half.
Looks like Denver's made a replacement with Zach Parker coming onto the field, replacing Peter Dahl.
Zach Parker goes into the flanker position for Peter Dahl. Zach Parker.
Great steal there by Casey Rock. Turnover. Zach Parker looking to make a big impact as he comes on, breaking that first tackle there. Timoteo swinging the ball out to Will McGee. McGee to London. London on the inside. Great tackle there by San Diego's winger. Not held in the tackle though. Most of Timoteo swinging it off there to Zach Fenolio, hitting it up with his forwards. Timoteo came back to the short end with Chris Bowman, looking to run over some big boys there. Doing good work on the ground. Timoteo looking to send off to Logan Collins. Out the back to McGee. McGee with a little stab
little
through.
grubber.
Do we have Garrity onto the ball? And Garrity into the corner.
Done. Really good vision.
Great work there by McGee to realise that there was a bit of a mismatch out on the wing, putting Mike Garrity through. Great work there by Denver. Just what they were looking off the kickoff. As you can see there, McGee looking up, seeing the space in the back, dropping the ball down onto the foot. And here comes Garrity.
Beautifully weighted kick. Pops up nicely for the easiest of finishes. Excellent work from McGee.
Definitely not what San Diego was looking for in the first opening minutes of the second half. Unfortunately there, Denver getting the better of them off that kickoff. And the score is now 31-11 in the favour of Denver.
Yeah, Denver came out of the traps quickly in the first half as well, but not as quickly as that. That was a very pretty piece of rugby from Will McGee. Mike Garrity finishing it off. So let's see if McGee can add the extras. Now he's off the mark with that one, well to the left. But in just the 43rd minute, the third minute of the second half, Denver extend their lead. 31 to San Diego's 11.
And just to remind our viewers, San Diego down to 14 men. Anderson Euler getting yellow card just at the end of that first half. So they should be down to 14 for the first 10 minutes.
Conrad
of
kicks
the
off.
second half.
Picked up, but knocked forwards probably. Yep, just in the air there, knocking that ball forwards. It'll be a scrum and a stampede put in.
Unfortunately, San Diego, they're unable to recollect the ball. Great work done by their winger, number 14, Pono.
Yes, Haitsuka.
The man's got wheels, that I can tell you. Unfortunately, they're unable to hold on to the ball, the kickoff there, losing the ball forward and scrum down to Denver.
Haitsuka, another USA Eagles Sevens player in their squad. Haven't seen a lot of him so far in the game. Mose Timoteo, scrum half of the Stampede. And a free kick. Early engage, or no, scrum pushing at the wrong angle. Free kick taken quickly. There goes Vandenberg. Wind's picking up. And there's space out there. That's a good collection. Well collected. Ashaval out to.
And Ryan Matei's doing great work. They're taking the ball away from Mike Garrity. San Diego looking for some reason to recollect the ball here. Little pick and go there done by the San Diego forwards. Charlie Puden in there, off to Joe Toffete, hitting it up with his big body there.
Well turned over from San Diego. It looked very promising and dangerous from the Stampede for a while there. Herden.
Changing direction, skip pass there to Hitsuka, even taking it up there. And penalty to San Diego. Quick take there by Charlie Puden, might be called back.
Didn't take it from the right position. Referee's going to call them back. Not releasing the tackled player is the penalty offence.
There against Atamalifa. Atamalifa trying to make a big play by stealing the ball. Unfortunately, getting caught on the wrong side of the law by not releasing the play. And Kalei Conrad looking to put San Diego back down deep into Denver's half.
It was a sort of Achilles heel in the first half of the Stampede was their penalty count. I'm sure they'll have had a chat about that at half-time, trying to reduce it. But there we go, there's another one. And takes play inside Denver's half. Tafate, hooker for the San Diego Breakers, throwing in at the line-out. Goes, well, loops it over and collected by the Stampede. Vandenberg comes away with that ball. And then McGee now looking for a huge space out on this corner. And well collected by Mikey Teo.
Honko Germes is doing great work there to close down the space of Ryan Matthias.
Plays it, Matthias into
trying
trouble,
to hold the player up, and the maul is called. Great work here by Denver, trying to hold the player up as they go to ground here. And well done. Honko Germes, once again the youngster, making a big play, holding up the player there of Ryan Matthias and creating the turnover.
And that maul that formed wasn't collapsed, it just collapsed on its own. It wasn't brought down, so this is going to be a
as you can see there,
scrum.
Honko Germes is doing really good work, hold up the ball. Zach Parker joining, Logan Collins joining, and Atamalifa and the big boy Bentar coming in there from the side, making sure the player stays up. Ball going to ground, and that's a turnover. Great work there by Denver. Unfortunately for San Diego, unfortunately unable to use the turnover ball.
So good position this for the Denver Stampede. And Timoteo with the ball. The Stampede of Pack has been in the ascendancy in these scrums for most of the game. Watch for a big shove here. And here we go. And crabbing sideways, and that ball spilling out the wrong side from Denver Stampede's point of view. Well turned over, picked up by Jean-Baptiste Gobelet. And then the big number 5, Tui Samoa, takes the ball on. And another penalty against the Stampede. Hands, using the hands at that breakdown.
Penalty against Denver for not rolling away. San Diego kick for touch.
Definitely a good scrum there by San Diego. Denver been having the upper hand so far in the game with the scrums, but San Diego doing well to create the turnover at scrum time. Kilo Conrad kicking the ball down there, not getting too much ground, but this will be a line out to San Diego right on halfway.
Joe Tafate doing the honours. Full line out, goes to the back, collects it well. It's Conrad out to
Latiga.
Latiga. In the middle of that part wants Purdon.
There's Jean-Baptiste Gobelet doing great work there on the ground, getting the ball back.
Gobelet's made an impact since he's been on. Looks like that might have been a knock-on somewhere. It's going to be a put-in to San Diego.
Red plays interference there. It'll be a scrum to San Diego.
And meanwhile, 3 substitutions for San Diego. We'll try and keep you abreast of all those.
Zach Pangilinan getting onto the field, number 23, and looks like Andrew Suniula making his way back onto the field after spending 10 minutes in the naughty boys corner for a bit of a off-the-ball shove on Max Darcheval. And Tom Bliss, another Eagles man, stepping onto the field in place of Charlie Puden.
And Pono Haitsuka has also been replaced.
Tom Bliss having a couple of premiership caps for the Wasps out in England. Definitely a great player and a player to watch out for in the future.
Free kick. Burrowing in, taken quickly. So the new scrum half finds his big number 19, Jean-Baptiste Gobelet. Recycles, distributes the ball. Conrad, inside pass, doesn't find its mark. Knocked on perhaps. See if Denver can get any advantage. No, looks like I'm wrong. They just recycle that ball. Tafate takes the ball up in the middle of the park.
Another pick and go there by San Diego. Trying to pull in the defenders of Denver here. Taito Samoa. Great carry by the big man. San Diego looking to create some quicker ball here. As you can see, Tom Bliss organising his forwards around that breakdown. Spins it out there to Chris Terori. Chris Terori getting taken down by Chris Bowman. Chris Bowman trying to create the turnover by holding up the man. And he has.
Oh, and
Chris Bowman out to Max Darcheval.
Oh, that was knocked on, but an advantage being played here. San Diego up all the way and across for a try. Mistake from the Stampedes, pounced on by San Diego over on that left wing. Not quite sure what Denver were trying to achieve there. We'll have a look at the replay and see.
Complete against the run of play once again. The turnover created there with a really bad kick by Max Darcheval. And San Diego doing really well. Spread the ball out wide, getting the ball to Zach Pangilinan, who scores right out of the sticks. First touch of the ball, and the man's under the posts. What a great injection of energy and pace there by Zach Pangilinan.
Yeah, I'm not sure why the Denver Stampede decided to kick that ball. I think it might have just been a missed kick.
Yeah, I think Max Darcheval, they're trying to look for some distance. Unfortunately, the ball just coming once again off the side of the boot there, and Mike Garrity unable to recollect it. And there you go, San Diego able to come back and score right underneath the sticks. Good comeback, I guess you could say.
Yeah, that was very nicely worked try. They still had a bit to do, even though they had lots of space out on that left wing.
Clay Conrad making no mistake with the conversion.
31 points now to 16 in the 52nd minute.
Bentar leaving the field for the Stampede as Nick Wallace makes his way on there in jersey number 16.
Strength in depth. Nick Wallace also with USA Eagles caps, so that front row is still intact in terms of a USA Eagles lineup. Here's Will McGee to kick off. Up to the 22-metre, easy take. And finding a bit of space, makes a couple of meters. Recycles the ball, Bliss going left.
Off to Tafate.
And now, just took his eye off the ball, left it behind, into touch. That'll be a line-out throw to the Denver Stampede.
Stampede trying to take quick there. Unfortunately, not off the right mark. Their line already formed. So the big man, Petty Vandenberg, being called back.
Zach Fenolio putting in another great shift, as he always does. The Denver Stampede this afternoon in 100 degrees Fahrenheit for these players out there in the Mile High City. Difficult conditions, but they're all playing pretty well. Nicely taken in the middle of that line out. Denver with the maul and the push on. Saw them doing this in the first half very effectively. Now let's see if they can recycle that ball. Timoteo out to McGee.
Oh, great offload there by Parga. Ata Malifa making a great break there. To Mateo, off to McGee. Off to Monatahu.
Monatahu.
Nice recycle there by McGee.
Back, tried to go back to the right-hand side. Jose Timoteo.
Nick Wallace with a good carry there. Timoteo looking to recycle the ball off to Vandenberg. Out the back to McGee. McGee to London.
There if they can get it out onto the right wing. Bursting through, and now it looks like he can make it to the line. He has.
And that's the youngster again, Hanko Germesais, doing absolutely great work there. Good offload by London. London to Germesais. Germesais over the line in the corner.
Right place at the right time. He's a powerful lad, just 19, as we were saying earlier. You're not going to stop him from there.
Look at the size of the youngster, only 19. As you can see, McGee out the back to London. London getting taken there by Clay Conrad. Nice little offload off the ground. Germesais getting away there from Chris Terori, get into the corner. Great work by the youngster.
Another great try to
A good riposte from the Denver Stampede after that try from San Diego. Brought them back into the game.
Definitely a lot of back and forth going on in the second half.
Yeah, it's entertaining, right? I mean, it's lots of try scoring. It's back and forth.
It's a good game of rugby.
Crowd pleaser.
If we could only get the weather to work with us, maybe a little cooler. Might have had a couple of more people in the stadium, but if you're still out there wondering if you make it out to the game, this is definitely one to be watching. So make your way out to Cyberfield and the campus of DU to catch the second half between San Diego Breakers and the Denver Stampede.
McGee's conversion attempt curls in beautifully right between the posts. That's another two.
Looks like this breeze is picking up a bit there. McGee doing really well. Put the ball between the sticks.
By the way, if you can't make it, you are in the Denver area and you can't make it down here for the rest of this game, there is going to be a social. All the players are going to be turning up at the Watering Bowl on Leetsdale Avenue in Denver after this game. So watch the game as you are doing now and perhaps go and meet all the players, have a drink with them afterwards at the Watering Bowl in Leetsdale. All right. Calais Conrad then, once again to kick off for San Diego Breakers. Coming up to the 55th minute. Well taken.
There by Logan Collins. Good take by the lock forward. To Mateo off to Parga. Parga doing really well to avoid the tackle there from San Diego. Out the back to McGee. McGee looking for the high up and under. Got Garrity chasing it down. Might be a little far. Calais Conrad to Teo. Teo looking for the exiting kick.
Thumps it out of bounds, Mikey Teo.
Great work there by the back three of San Diego. Kalei Conrad linking up with Teo, putting it out just on halfway. A line out to Denver Stampede.
There's the assistant referee, Leah Berard, in charge on that side of the pitch. Fenolio goes to Juanenberg, spins it out into the centre of the pitch.
Good carry there by Nick Wallace. Turn around to Soa Ledger, who's replaced Chris Bowman out in the front row. Good carry by the big man.
So Ledger goes into the front row.
Good offload there by Zach Parker to Zach Fenolia, the Glendale Raptor boys linking up. Quick ball to McGee. McGee to Malifa. Malifa just getting caught by the ankles, but still going.
He's not a big guy, Mata Malifa, but he's hard to tackle because he's just
a very slippery character to keep contained. Good carry there by Wallace.
Okay, so possession here. Teo just waiting.
Off to Soa Ledger.
Ledger takes the ball up. Slow ball.
San Diego doing a really good work there at the breakdown. Unfortunately, being called by the ref as putting hands in the breakdown there by Zach Pangelinen.
Zach Pangelinen at that breakdown, illegal use off his feet, not supporting his own weight at that breakdown. Penalty then. Interestingly, again, not going for posts, but tapping that ball out of bounds for a line-out throw. The Denver Stampede all afternoon have quite fancied their pack against the San Diego.
I think Denver is starting to realize that they do need to get 5 points out of this game to catch up to the flying Ohio Aviators.
That's a good point. The Aviators are 10 ahead of them. The Stampede have got a game in hand, but they're amassing all these bonus points, the Ohio Aviators. It's Fenolio's line-out throw, safely collected, nicely done.
San Diego doing really well there to collapse that driving maul there of the Stampede. To Mateo, off to Vandenberg.
Supported. Good support. And there's a big pleasure. Soa and recycle dives over. Zach Fenolio dives over his own player for another great forwards try from the Denver Stampede.
Yeah, Denver Stampede's forwards definitely putting in a big shift here today. As you can see, good carry here by Soa Ledger. Great work. And as you can see, Zach Fenolio just realizing no one in the way as the ball just went down right next to the post there. Good vision there by the great Eagles hooker. Great work there by the chemistry teacher, Zach Fenolio.
Yep.
Hamko Germesais, the youngster, just getting a couple of little running repairs there on the old neck. The young man still going strong.
McGee then to add the extra 2 right in front of the posts.
Just to give our listeners a bit of trivia, the Soa Ledger, the big man, is actually plays for the Denver Barbarians. At the start of the season was weighing 366 pounds.
Big lad.
He's dropped down into 305 pounds. The man doing absolute great work, getting really fit and really enjoying his rugby. Great to see the guy able to drop the weight and enjoy the rugby he's playing these days.
That is a huge amount of weight to lose. It's the entire size of my dog.
You must have one really big dog. Unfortunately,
Kickoff did not quite work out. It just went a few meters. Got to go 10, of course, so they're going to come back to the centre spot for a scrum, and the Stampede will put the ball in. And has he lost that weight just at the gym, at diet? How do you do that?
So, So's been working really hard with David Williams, the attack, defense, and strength and conditioning guru of the Denver Stampede. Been putting in extra sessions, working really hard. Goes to the gym about an hour earlier than everyone else. Gets on the treadmill, any type of exercise machine you can see, the man's on it, working really hard, diets really hard, puts in extra sessions. Definitely worked hard to drop the weight, and it's definitely paying off, getting more minutes and more minutes. Started a couple of games up against Jamie McIntosh and done really well too.
Good for him. Soa Ledger. Scrum. And there's going to be a penalty here for collapsing the scrum, taken quickly by San Diego. Ryan Matias out there on that left wing. And good covering tackle. Tackled out of bounds into touch. Wide out throw. They tried to take it quickly. Referee's going to bring them back.
Mikey Taylor, they're trying to take the quick line out. Unfortunately for him, not realizing it was actually a Denver line out instead of San Diego.
It was a nice try, but the referee was on top of that.
Every now and then, you know, us backline players try to go really quickly and try and confuse the referee. Unfortunately, there for Mikey Taylor, not working out for the man.
So, sensibility. Vandenberg collects in the middle of the line out. McGee once again looking for space. This time he's going to try and bounce that ball, and it doesn't manage to stay in before it bounces straight out. Again,
a little breeze there, not helping McGee there. Unfortunately, the ball going a little long.
Yeah.
Out on the full as McGee was outside his 22 there. The line will be taken back down into the Denver half.
Definitely getting more blustery here at Cyberfield in this second half.
Not necessarily a bad thing with considering the heat.
Right.
Unfortunately, just not helping the line-out guys or the kicking guys, but nothing the Eagles' Joe Toffete hooker can't handle.
Yeah, full liner goes to the front and collects the ball back himself. Quite fortuitously, but then well turned over. Looks like Luke
White spaced off onto the field.
Who's now on for the Denver Stampede and turning that ball over. But knocked on. They're going to come back for a scrum on that 10-meter line. This will be a scrum to the Stampede. And at 62 minutes and 8 seconds, we take a cooling water break.
Definitely needed by both sides by the looks of things. They'll look at all like they need a bit of hydration, especially in this heat. Wind definitely not helping much, to be honest.
No, exactly. That dries everybody out even more.
The second half starting to slow down a little bit here. Both teams seem to, unfortunately, not able to hold on to the ball for too long and not create too much pressure. But most of the rugby being played out in the Denver's half. Definitely helping the San Diego Breakers. They'll definitely be looking to score a couple of extra points as soon as they can.
45 to 18. Denver's lead, so San Diego got a lot to make up in the fourth quarter of this game. And while the crowd enjoying the hot sunshine and hopefully some cold beverages.
Some of the young ladies out here in Denver making sure they catch a bit of a tan while they can on this late Sunday afternoon here in Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, just one more home game for the Denver Stampede here at Cyberfield next Sunday, and then they'll be on the road for their final 2 games of this inaugural season. Good turnout, good crowd. Yes, sir. Good muscles.
A lot of talk going on in both team huddles right now. Trying to build up the tactics for the last 20 minutes of this second half.
What do you do if you're San Diego? I mean, there you are. You're now sort of 27 points behind. What are they saying to each other?
I think right now the big thing is to hold on to the ball. San Diego, unfortunately, not able to keep creating the pressure they started creating in the second half. Have to hold on to the ball and kind of just keep playing. Right. You know. Unfortunately for them now, every time they make some type of stride forward, they either lose the ball and make a small error right here. Same thing for Denver. Words coming from coaches Matt Hawkins. It's just hold on to the ball and keep doing what you're doing. You know, create the pressure, put the pressure back onto Denver. You know, don't try and do anything special. Just do what we've tried and stick to the game plan and go from there.
So we're going to restart the game with a scrum and put into the Denver Stampede. So Timoteo, who has been out there all afternoon. The old man of the team, but he's doesn't look like they're going to substitute him.
Not easily. Like I say, the timeless Timoteo.
Yeah. Evergreen, I think you mentioned once.
Evergreen, yep,
yes.
No, definitely.
There is back of the scrum. Vandenberg, Timoteo.
Timoteo to Tamanatahu.
Tamanatahu. Luke White now bursting through. Recycles the ball, tries to spin it out wide to Atamalifa. well covered. Good tackle from Matias. Denver still with the ball. Ledger taking it, the lightweight Ledger, we can now call him.
Fenolio getting on a little backside ball there from Timoteo. Timoteo changing direction off to Malifa. Lifa putting it through. Dustin Croy looking for the pickup. Oh! Unfortunately there for Teo. Ball bounces straight into Garrity's hands. And that's another try there for the Stampede.
Well, he'll never get a luckier try than that. That was quite extraordinary. A bit unlucky for San Diego. Worked out really well for the Stampede. Let's have a look at that if we can from that kick through. Because it looked like it was a cruel bounce there. Mikey Teo just kicks it right into the hands of Garrity, who says, "Thank you very much indeed."
Unfortunately there for Mikey Teo. Really not doing anything wrong. Was in the right place at the right time. Unfortunately the ball just not bouncing correctly. Coming off his foot straight into Garrity's hands. And obviously Garrity not making any mistakes, putting himself over the try line for his second try of the game.
Yeah, it really looked like that kick was not going to benefit the Stampede and was going to Mikey Teo. But well, that's the nature of the game and the nature of the shape of the ball. You just never know how it's going to bounce. Will McGee then to see if we can add 2 more.
No, you. No, you. So everyone. Fucking go hard, bro. Yeah, I did the full on run. Willie!
Yep, he's been pretty accurate all afternoon. That's another 2 straight between the uprights. Takes Denver over the half century now. In the 65th minute, it's Denver 52. The San Diego Breakers 18. San Diego going high, not too deep. Collected by San Diego, not knocked on. So Tom Bliss distributing the ball. Nice. Saw the gap. Good cover tackle though. Bliss again. Out to Conrad.
San Diego players lining up there on the left-hand side of the field.
There's 4 out there now.
Tom Bliss feeding Bruce Thomas, replacement flank forward. Bliss off there to Taito Samoa. Big man making no mistake, carrying the ball up, drawing a couple of defenders. Off to Conrad. Conrad out the back to Suniula. Suniula to Mateus. Mateus looking.
What a space out there.
And unfortunately, ball just not going to hand there. Great work there by San Diego. Mateus and Suniula linking up nicely, pulling in a couple of defenders. Unfortunately, the ball there from Mateus just not going to hand.
It's a little bit too far in front of him, and then too low as well. Not in the bread basket, as we say. Hard to pick that one up. Line out throw. Fenolio finds Vandenberg.
Bobby Ensign on the field there. Feeds Zach Parga.
Parga Impson on for Mose Timoteo. They must have heard me. They replaced him as soon as I mentioned the fact that he'd been on all this time. That ball going anywhere and out of touch. Into touch rather. Line out throw. Taken by quickly. Number 11 for San Diego. Beati Gaga. But they're going to come back.
Looks like we're getting called back for the line-up there. Leo Barad saying the ball coming for San Diego player and going into touch. So it also would be a line-out to the Denver Stampede.
Change of thrower.
Great steal here by San Diego. What can they do with this turnover ball? Bobby Ensign making a great tackle there. Standing up, trying to create the steal. San Diego, Tom Bliss is in there. Feeds Bruce Thomas. Bruce Thomas looking to take it up. Getting double hit there by Zach Parga and Luke White. Quick turnaround ball there. Tom Bliss over the top out to his number 7.
Cecil Garber.
Jean-Baptiste not being held in the tackle. Back on his feet. Tom Bliss feeds Toito Samoa. He tries to get past one of his fellow Samoans in Soaleja. Feeds off to Kalei Conrad. To Mateus. Mateus getting out the grasps of Atamalifa. Off to Suniula. Suniula going. Drops a little kick on through.
Oh, nicely
great
done.
pick up there by the San Diego Breakers. Unfortunately, ball not going to hand.
And then
Uncle
probably a
Khadmasais
knock on.
knocking the ball on.
It was a good idea by Sunuli because although they were recycling the ball, they were going backwards at that stage, and then that really very nearly paid off for San Diego.
San Diego once again creating the space, putting the pressure back on San Diego. Unfortunately, just unable to hold on to the ball there. You know, breaking the line, gathering the ball back, but then ball just not going to hand, and Helga Germesay is just unable to hold on to the ball, and resulting in a scrum down for San Diego. It looks like we might have a couple of replacements here for the San Diego Breakers.
Tui Samoa is on the touchline.
Getting a couple of running repairs. Might have got a bit of a shot to the nose there. Got a bit of an oil spill from the nose. But just getting sorted out real quick. San Diego definitely looking a whole lot better now. You know, the moment San Diego gets ball in hand, they start to look dangerous.
Yep.
Unfortunately, ball just not going to hand for them right there at the end. But Tom Bliss doing really well to inject some pace into the game. I think it's what they've needed, is some quicker breakdown work. Giving their fly off Kalei Connor a bit more time to kind of read the play in front of him, feed Anderson Yola, the inside centre from San Diego Breakers, who's linking up nicely with Mateus and creating some space for their wingers.
Andrew Sunula, 38 US caps, played for the Wasps in London, Cornish Pirates, and before that Taranaki, New Zealand. Very talented player indeed. Really taking a sneaky extra drink, not surprisingly, whilst we get this game going again. Game clock is back on, just about 11 minutes of this one to go.
We scrum down to the San Diego Breakers.
Tom Bliss with the ball. But we're just waiting still for the front row. You can't have the scrum without a front row. And now back onto the pitch comes, maybe it's a replacement. Can't see from where we're sitting whether San Diego have a new prop.
Looks like Bryce Schilling made it onto the field, and this is now moved Mikey Sinif-Guy, moved him out to number 8, with Chris Terori leaving the field, as well as Joe Toffete.
Bringing the wholesale changes then. Good push from the Stampede. Still able to get that ball out the back. Sunula. Oh, and a good tackle from Atta Malifa. San Diego still recycling the ball. It's on that left wing now, on the 10-meter line of Denver.
Bryce Schilling coming in there, getting smacked in the tackle.
He's a big lad as well. Oh, nicely out, and this time he does pick it up.
Mikey Taylor doing great work there. Tom Bliss, ball not going to hand, off to Kalei Conrad out the back.
They have plenty of ideas when they have the ball. San Diego, they look very comfortable. They look dangerous every time, and they win a penalty. Penalty for San Diego. And he thinks he's taken it.
Jean-Baptiste there trying to take a quick ball. So Elijah over the top, trying to create the turnover. Unfortunately, unable to get it there. The big number 4 there from San Diego Breakers, making good go-forward ball.
On the 22-meter line inside Denver's 22. Oh, nice pass.
Good quick hands there.
And slips through the tackle.
Bobby Empson doing great work there. Hold up Zach Pangilinan over the line.
They are right on the corner, right on the line there, San Diego. Held up.
Absolutely great defense there done by by the Denver Stampede there. Bobby Empson doing great work, make sure he's getting himself in the way of the ball in the try line there. Zach Pangilinan looking to score right in the corner.
Like Dustin
we can have another take a look at that to be able to see the hard work there by Bobby Empson.
And number 23 there, Dustin Croy, was the last person to get up. There's Croy. He gets through that tackle, and Impson, you're absolutely right, holding him up for what would have been a certain try. Tremendous defence from Bobby Impson.
Bobby Empson totally fighting above his weight there, doing great work to hold up the flying winger there of Zach Pangilinan from the San Diego Breakers. Looks like we've got another stoppage in play here. Looks like Will McGee might be taking a knee there behind the posts. Time has been called off here by the referee.
Zach Pangelin, another of those prolific point scorers in the PRP. He was the top point scorer last season, I think he was.
Yeah, the fullback from Ombak.
Ombak, exactly.
Great player. Got a bunch of Eagles caps under his belt as well. Another Sevens Eagle as well. Great young man and great rugby player.
Tom Bliss is going to put the ball in for San Diego Breakers in a fantastic position for them. Almost up to the Denver Stampede goal line on that 5-metre line. Bliss then takes the ball back out of the back of the scrum into the centre. Well covered in the centre there from the Stampede. Still San Diego with the ball. And turned over, Luke White picks it up. But the referee brings them back for a penalty against the Stampede. Offside. Luke White perhaps was on the wrong side of the ball in his eagerness to pick it up and relieve the pressure. San Diego still knocking on the door then. They've got options outside on the left if he can manage it. Goes to ground, they'll recycle the ball. Bliss not finding the accuracy he would have liked. Going backwards at the moment, San Diego. Bliss again, just making sure everything's ready.
Off there to Jean-Baptiste, being held up by this Denver Stampede. Looks like Denver might have created a turnover here. Great work there once again by the youngster, Hanku Germsais.
He's having a tremendous game, Germsais.
Yeah, another big carry here by Zach Parker, breaking the line. Great work. He's got Logan Collins on his inside. What can the big man do? Looking to link up. Logan Collins back on the inside there. Getting taken down there by Mikey Teo. Bobby Enson looking for quick ball. Feeding the captain, Pedri Vandenberg. Pedri Vandenberg to Atamalifa. There to Tamana Tahu. The Wallaby down in the corner. What great work there by Zach Parker. The flying Glendale Raptor boy.
Zach Bauger, all the difference there, handing people off, crabbing over to his left, people unable to put him down, and created all that space. And the San Diego defense in 6s and 7s, and the Stampede finding themselves with an overload of 4 or 5 players out on that left wing. Let's have a look at
As you can see, Atamalifa feeds Tamana Tahu there. What absolute great, but completely against the run of play. San Diego completely down inside the 22 of the Denver Stampede, building the pressure. Unfortunately, them creating a turnover there. And the Denver Stampede doing great work, breaking the line of Zach Parker, feeding off to Atamalifa to Tamana Tahu, the Wallaby. And here we go, Atamalifa taking over the kicking duties from Will McGee, who's actually left the field with an injury by the looks of things.
He's used to this, of course, Atamalifa. Slots that easily between the posts. Denver now racing away with this game with about 5 minutes left. In the 75th minute then, Denver are 59 to San Diego's 18.
Definitely looking for the San Diego Breakers to hit back hard of this kickoff. They wouldn't be happy with allowing a try like that to come through. Clay Conrad putting it up high.
Ball collected by Denver Stampede, one of the San Diego players, finding his feet above his head. And into the crunching tackles. Interesting to see Stampede are happy to run it. Not now though. It's a hefty kick. Out of bounds, going to take that. Yeah, takes the line out throw to himself. Mikey Teo dances left. Needs support. Still with the ball. It's rather looking like 7s out there right now. Matthias.
Mikey Sinafagai.
Sinafagai.
Tom Bliss looking for a quick ball here. Feeds Suniula. Suniula feeds Bruce Thomas. Bruce Thomas once again hitting the ball up there.
Stampede just happy to see what they do and let San Diego come at them at the moment and win a penalty. San Diego kind of running out of ideas and on the ground hanging on to the ball too long.
Jake Turnbull there, the replacement prop forward. Getting a bit of flank work done right there at the breakdown, creating the turnover, and that's Malifa stepping up to take the penalty kick. Trying to put the Denver Stampede back down deep into the Breakers half.
Narrow angle, nicely done. Inside the 10-meter line of San Diego. That's going to be a line-out throw, obviously, to Denver.
It'll be a line out to Denver.
Great steal there by the Breakers. Absolutely good work there. Tom Bliss cleaning up nicely. San Diego not having a scrum off right now. John Baptiste stepping into the 9 role. Trying to go quickly.
Ooh, good hands
Feeds
again.
off there to Sissel. Sissel making with a great offload there. Here goes John Baptiste down the sideline, handing off Nick Wallace. Throwing the pass back inside. Great work here by San Diego Breakers. They need to create quick ball. What can John... Yeah, prop forward. Look at the man go. Tom Bliss off to John Baptiste. Dummy down the sideline. Breaking back inside. San Diego needs quicker ball here. Tom Bliss feeding Calais Conrad. Conrad at the back to Thomas. Thomas off to Suniula. Suniula got one man to beat. Off to Matthias. Matthias in the corner. Great work done by the San Diego Breakers.
And he had a player outside him, didn't need him. Danced through the tackle and dotted down in the corner.
Referee might just have a word here to Leo Barad, and the try has been awarded.
Just wondering whether his foot was in touch. It was not. And that's how dangerous San Diego can be and have been on several occasions this afternoon. When they have that ball and that go-forward ball, they are dangerous, aren't they?
Here we go, as you can see, Suniula there, just drawing in the player. Mateus using good outside footwork, getting rid of Garrity, and then just finishing off by getting rid of Germasais, dotting down in the corner there. Absolutely great work. You know, like you say, San Diego, the moment they get the ball into the backline players' hands, they look dangerous.
Yep.
You know, as long as they can hold on to the ball, they tend to make ground and put Denver under a lot of pressure there.
Zach Pangelinan for San Diego to try and see if he can add a couple more points with this conversion attempt. Nicely struck, but just going to fade to the right.
The tough conversion attempt is no good.
But a very nice try from San Diego in the closing minutes of this one. Takes the score to Denver 59, the San Diego Breakers 23. With about a minute left to go. Atamalifa is going to kick off for the Stampede.
Some really good running rugby here in the last couple of minutes of this game.
Great stuff.
All the
Wonderful
short
to
ball.
watch. Goblet turns, pivots, presents the ball back. Tom Bliss waiting at scrum half inside their 22.
Ball carry here by Mikey Senevagai.
Senevagai still on their 22.
Denver creating another turnover. Penalty. Penalty there against Denver for hands in at the breakdown.
Couldn't resist.
Tom Bliss taking a quick ball, setting off to Mikey Teo. Mikey Teo stepping on the inside. Getting taken down there by Logan Collins.
Logan Collins doing his job there very well.
Oh, looks like another turnover here to the Stampede. Jake Turnbull breaking one tackle. Looking to break a second, getting taken down there by Bruce Thomas and Mikey Teo.
Bobby Impson then going to recycle this, distributes it not too well, but Luke White able to pick that up. There goes the buzzer for 80 minutes. Ledger takes the ball on the 22-meter line of San Diego. Bobby Impson marshalling his troops, the back line. Gives it into Nick Wallace, is it? Yep.
Denver looking to end with a flourish here. Out the back to Malifa. Malifa drops it short, gets picked up there by Bliss. Sunila's on the break. He steps on inside, gets taken down by London.
Unusual mistake from Atamalifa. I don't think he kicked the ball. He meant to just tap it through, but I don't think he made contact with it.
Swing out there to Cecil Garber. Garber. Offload to Pangelinan.
Good offload inside to Pangelinan.
And the ball's out of play.
Well, that ball goes out of play. And we'll just see what the referee thinks about the time. Yep, and that is full time. That's the game, and after 80 minutes of a very entertaining game, it looks like a runaway victory in many ways for the Denver Stampede. 59, San Diego Breakers 23. Some great tries all afternoon in extremely hot conditions, but these players have really entertained an excellent crowd here at Cyberfield all afternoon. Niku Kruger, what's your take on this game?
Oh, great game to watch. Both teams doing really well to play some real good running rugby. And unfortunately for San Diego, sometimes ball just not going to hand, and unfortunately not able to finish the way they started this. Well, kind of finished the first half. Denver doing really well. Finally starting to score some points. Been their story of the season, unable to kind of score tries. But they got what they wanted. They needed 5 points from this game to try and catch up with the Aviators. And definitely looking good for next week as they take on the Sacramento.
We'll be back here for Sacramento. Stampede are behind Ohio Aviators and need to start racking up these 5 points, because deliciously from the Stampede and the Ohio's point of view, the last game that they will play is against each other, so that could be a title decider. Now, if you are in the Denver area and you're watching and listening to us online here, and you want to come and play with the players, as it were, come and meet them, go and have a drink with them. They're all meeting down at the Watering Bowl on Leetsdale Avenue in Denver as soon as you can get there, pretty much, right after this game. Both the San Diego Breakers and the Denver Stampede will be really happy to have you there. All sorts of things going on at the Watering Bowl in Leetsdale. From me, Howard Stableford, and my expert to my right, Niku Kruger, thank you very much for watching and listening. We will be back here again next week. Hope to see you too.
Thanks very much, Howard.
Thank you, Niku. Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.
Speaking of the microphone, Bruce, you're on camera.